You know this feeling, the sudden internal jolt that hits out of nowhere the moment your body reacts before you can think. There is no urgency to act on it, and nothing needs to be fixed right now. Let the breathing slow on its own, without effort, without control. Stay with the body exactly as it is. The surge can be present, without driving action. Pressure does not mean danger. Notice the chest area easing just a fraction, not relaxing fully, just loosening enough to breathe more evenly. Inhale through the nose, steady and unforced. Exhale through the mouth, slightly longer. That longer exhale begins to slow the alarm signal. You may still feel activation. That's allowed. The nervous system can regulate while sensation remains. Another inhale arrives naturally. Another longer exhale leaves the body. Heart rhythm starts to shift towards steadier timing. There is an expectation forming now. Not relief yet. Just the sense that something is already changing. Let the shoulders drop a few millimeters. No forcing. Muscle guarding begins to release on its own. Inhale again, quiet and even. Exhale longer, as if clearing space inside the chest. Carbon dioxide levels normalize with that lengthened breath. The urgency signal loses intensity is less than #0. 1# is greater than when breath slows. Thought speed follows the body, not the other way around. Notice the jaw unclenching slightly. Teeth no longer press together. The face softens without instruction. Inhale through the nose. Exhale longer, steady, controlled. Baroreflex activity increases as pressure stabilizes. You are not trying to calm down. You are allowing regulation to occur. That distinction matters. Another breath in, even. Another breath out, longer. The internal tempo begins to slow. Racing thoughts lose momentum when the body settles first. They do not need to be stopped. They simply fall behind the breath. Feel the weight of your feet on the floor. Pressure points register without evaluation. This anchors attention downward. Inhale quietly. Exhale with a gentle pause at the end. That pause signals safety to the nervous system. Chest tightness often lingers after the alarm fades. That is normal. It loosens as regulation continues. Another inhale arrives. Another longer exhale leaves. Heart rate variability begins to improve. There is more space between thoughts now. Not empty, just slower. Notice how attention remains clear. You are present and oriented without needing to stay alert. Inhale through the nose. Exhale longer through the mouth. The nervous system continues to downshift. Shoulders stay released. Neck muscles soften. Guarding is no longer necessary. If the mind checks for danger, let it. There is no threat to respond to. The body already knows this. Another inhale, steady. Another longer exhale, controlled. Breathing rhythm becomes predictable. Predictability creates safety. Safety allows calm to stabilize. This sequence repeats reliably. Notice the abdomen moving more freely, less tension held there now. This supports vagal activation. Inhale again. Exhale longer, unforced. The alarm response continues to collapse. There is nothing to solve, nothing to figure out. Regulation is already underway. The body remains steady. The breath remains slow. The mind follows this pace. You can stay here, alert, grounded. Another inhale through the nose. Another longer exhale through the mouth. This pattern will continue to reinforce calm. Nothing is ending. Nothing needs to fade. This steady state remains available whenever it's needed. This rhythm is something your system can recognize again without effort. Your body has already shifted into a steadier baseline. You can feel it in the way the breath no longer asks for attention. Not perfect calm, just regulated enough to continue. Notice how breathing no longer needs supervision. Inhale arrives on its own. Exhale remains slightly longer, without effort. That lengthened exhale keeps pressure signals low. The nervous system reads this as safety. Safety reduces urgency. You may notice a residual buzz in the chest or arms. That is leftover activation. It drains gradually, when not resisted. Another inhale moves in. Another longer exhale moves out. Heart rhythm stays adaptable and steady. Thoughts may attempt to speed up again. They often test whether the alarm has truly passed. No response is required. Attention remains anchored in the body. Feet, legs, contact with the ground. This keeps perception present. Inhale through the nose, even. Exhale longer, controlled. Carbon dioxide tolerance continues to normalize. As CO2 levels stabilize, breathing urge quiets. This directly lowers panic pressure. The effect is physical, not mental. Notice the shoulders remain down. They no longer brace upward. Muscle tone stays neutral. Another inhale arrives. Another longer exhale leaves. The pattern reinforces itself. You are not calming yourself. The system is regulating automatically now. That distinction removes effort. Any remaining tightness does not signal danger. It is simply delayed release. Release happens with time, not force. Inhale quietly. Exhale longer, smooth. Blood pressure settles toward baseline. As pressure settles, internal noise decreases. Thoughts become shorter. Gaps between them widen. Notice the jaw remains loose, tongue resting naturally. This reduces cranial tension. Another inhale, another longer exhale. The vagus nerve continues signaling calm. If attention drifts upward, gently return it downward. Feet, weight, This downward anchoring stabilizes orientation. It prevents spiraling into urgency. The body stays here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale longer through the mouth. No breath holding. Holding increases pressure. Flow reduces it. Flow is already happening. The chest now moves more freely. Not fully open, just less restricted. That change confirms regulation is active. You do not need to check it. Checking reintroduces urgency. Another inhale arrives naturally. Another longer exhale leaves steadily. Heart rhythm remains flexible. Flexibility is what the nervous system seeks. Not stillness. Adaptability. Notice how awareness stays sharp. You are clear and grounded without needing to stay alert. Inhale again. Exhale longer. This rhythm supports clarity. If a wave of sensation passes through, let it. Waves peak and fall without intervention. This one will too. The body no longer prepares for threat. Muscles remain available, not tense. Readiness has softened. Another inhale through the nose. Another longer exhale through the mouth. This continues to quiet internal alarms. Nothing new needs to happen. The system is already stabilizing. You are simply staying with it. The breath stays predictable. The body stays present. The mind follows this pace. This rhythm is something your system can recognize again, the same way it's recognizing it now. You can remain here as long as needed. Alert. Steady. Inhale again. Exhale longer, even. Stability continues to build. This state is reliable. It can be returned to again without effort. There is no need to leave it. Your nervous system is now operating from a quieter signal range. You can sense it in how little effort the breath requires. Not shut down. Just regulated enough to stay responsive. Notice how the breath continues without instruction. Inhale arrives evenly. Exhale remains longer and smooth. That extended exhale maintains pressure balance. Pressure balance keeps urgency low. This sequence is dependable. Any remaining activation is informational only. It does not require action. The body recognizes this difference now. Another inhale moves in quietly. Another longer exhale moves out steadily. Heart rhythm stays adaptable. Adaptability signals safety, more than stillness ever could. The nervous system prefers range. Range is now available. Thoughts may appear briefly. They do not organize into urgency. They pass without momentum. Notice the space between one thought and the next. That space is growing. It is created by the body, not the mind. Inhale through the nose. Exhale longer, controlled. Carbon dioxide tolerance remains stable. Stable CO2 levels prevent air hunger signals. Without air hunger, panic cannot escalate. This is mechanical and reliable. The chest now feels less monitored. You are no longer checking it constantly. That alone reduces pressure. Another inhale arrives naturally. Another longer exhale follows. The rhythm stays predictable. Predictability keeps the system oriented. Orientation prevents spiraling. You remain here. Notice how the neck muscles stay soft, head balanced, without effort. This reduces upper body guarding. Inhale again. Exhale longer. Baroreceptors continue signaling stability. As pressure sensors calm, internal noise drops further. Mental volume lowers. Clarity remains intact. You are not trying to feel better. Better is a byproduct. Regulation comes first. Any urge to rush fades when the body slows. Urgency cannot survive steady pacing. This is already happening. Another inhale through the nose. Another longer exhale through the mouth. The nervous system continues its reset. Feet remain grounded. Weight distributes evenly. This keeps awareness stable. If attention drifts upward again, allow it to return downward. No correction needed. The body chooses balance automatically. Inhale quietly. Exhale longer, smooth. Heart rhythm stays flexible. Flexibility allows engagement without overload. You can respond when needed. You can also pause. Notice the abdomen moving freely with breath. Less holding there now. This supports ongoing vagal tone. Another inhale arrives. Another longer exhale leaves. The alarm pathway remains inactive. There is no need to scan for danger. Scanning reactivates pressure. The system no longer requires it. Awareness stays present and functional, not inwardly collapsed, not hyper-focused. Inhale again. Exhale longer. This rhythm remains the anchor. This rhythm is becoming familiar now, the kind the body recognizes again without instruction. Over time, this pattern becomes familiar. Familiar patterns feel safe. Safety supports calm engagement. The body now expects steadiness. That expectation reduces future spikes. It is being learned now. Another inhale through the nose. Another longer exhale through the mouth. Stability continues to consolidate. Nothing new needs to be added. Nothing needs to be removed. This state continues on its own. You remain grounded and capable without needing to stay alert. Inhale again. Exhale longer, even. The system holds steady. Your body is already holding this regulation without effort. You can feel how little needs to be managed. No monitoring required. Stability is already established. Breath continues in a steady pattern. Inhale arrives naturally. Exhale remains longer, and even that longer exhale keeps internal pressure low. Low pressure keeps urgency offline. This relationship stays consistent. Notice how the chest no longer pulls attention forward. It can be sensed without concern. That shift confirms regulation. Another inhale enters quietly. Another longer exhale leaves steadily. Heart rhythm stays responsive. Responsiveness allows calm action when needed. Not freezing, not rushing. Thoughts may still appear. They do not accelerate. They remain brief and spaced. Notice the space after each thought. That pause is meaningful. It reflects slowed internal speech. Inhale through the nose. Exhale longer through the mouth. CO2 levels remain balanced. Balanced CO2 prevents false suffocation signals. Without those signals, panic cannot rebuild. This is purely physiological. The shoulders remain lowered. Arms feel heavier, not weak. Weight distributes downward. Another inhale arrives. Another longer exhale follows. The pattern remains predictable. Predictability trains the nervous system. Training reduces future spikes. This is happening now. Notice how attention stays outwardly available. You are not withdrawing. You are present. Inhale again. Exhale longer. Baroreceptors continue to signal stability. As those signals persist, urgency dissolves further. Not suppressed. Replaced by steadiness. The neck and throat remain open. No constriction forming. This supports calm communication if needed. Another inhale through the nose. Another longer exhale through the mouth. Heart rhythm remains flexible. Flexibility allows smooth transitions between stillness and movement without shock. If the mind checks in again, allow it. No reassurance required. The body already has evidence. Evidence comes from sensation, from breath, from grounded contact. Inhale quietly. Exhale longer, smooth. The abdomen continues to move freely. Free abdominal movement supports vagal tone. Vagal tone supports calm focus. This loop sustains itself. Notice how the feet remain steady, pressure evenly distributed. Orientation stays intact. Another inhale arrives naturally. Another longer exhale leaves steadily. The alarm pathway remains inactive. No readiness is required right now. The body can rest in availability. This is a safe state. Awareness remains clear, not narrowed, not scattered. Inhale again. Exhale longer. Clarity is preserved. This regulated state supports thinking when needed. and quiet when not. Both are accessible. This state is becoming familiar now, something your system can return to without instruction. Another inhale through the nose. Another longer exhale through the mouth. The system holds steady. Nothing needs to be adjusted. Nothing is missing. This stability continues on its own. You remain grounded and capable without needing to stay alert. Inhale again. Exhale longer is less than #0. 1 hash is greater than even. Regulation continues without effort. This regulation is already running in the background. You can sense how little it asks of you. It does not require attention. It supports everything else you do. Breath continues at a steady pace. Inhale arrives without effort. Exhale remains longer, and even that longer exhale keeps internal pressure signals low. Low pressure keeps urgency quiet. This loop is stable. Notice how the chest no longer tightens in response to thoughts. Thoughts can pass without changing breath. Breath leads now. Another inhale moves in naturally. Another longer exhale moves out smoothly. Heart rhythm stays flexible. Flexibility allows you to stay engaged without overload. You can think. You can pause. Any remaining sensation is simply sensation. It no longer carries a message of danger. That meaning has dropped away. Inhale through the nose, even. Exhale longer through the mouth. Carbon dioxide tolerance remains steady. Steady CO2 levels prevent sudden breath urges. Without those urges, panic cannot restart. This is mechanical and reliable. Notice how the shoulders remain down without effort. Arms feel available. No bracing. Another inhale arrives. Another longer exhale follows. The pattern remains predictable, is less than #. 5 hash is greater than. Predictability teaches the nervous system what to expect. What is expected feels safe. Safety stabilizes attention. Thoughts now arrive at a slower cadence. They do not stack. They do not spiral. Notice the quiet space after a thought ends. That space is usable. It supports choice. Inhale again. Exhale longer, controlled. Baroreceptors continue signaling stability. As those signals persist, internal urgency dissolves further. Not forced. Not managed. The neck and throat remain open. No tightening forms there. This keeps communication easy if needed. Another inhale through the nose. Another longer exhale through the mouth. Heart rhythm stays adaptable. Adaptability supports confidence, not emotional confidence. Physiological confidence. If attention checks for problems, let it. Nothing requires correction. The body already resolved the alarm. Resolution shows up as steadiness, as ease in the breath, as reduced muscle tone. Inhale quietly. Exhale longer, smooth. The abdomen continues moving freely. Free abdominal movement keeps vagal tone active. Active vagal tone supports calm focus. This loop sustains itself. Notice how your feet remain grounded. Weight distributes evenly. Orientation stays clear. Another inhale arrives naturally, is less than #. 5 is greater than. Another longer exhale leaves steadily. The alarm pathway stays offline. You do not need to stay still. You can move if needed. Movement will not break this state. That reliability matters. It reduces the fear of recurrence. Fear reduction prevents future spikes. Inhale again. Exhale longer. Clarity remains intact. You are not detached. You are present and responsive. This is grounded regulation. This is a rhythm your system recognizes. One it can return to without effort. Another inhale through the nose. Another longer exhale through the mouth. The system continues to hold steady. Nothing needs to be added now. Nothing needs to be removed. This level of calm continues on its own. You remain grounded and available without needing to stay alert. Inhale again. Exhale longer, even. Stability is maintained. This state is already supporting sustained engagement. You can feel how steady interaction now requires less effort. Not effortful focus. Usable, grounded presence. Breath continues in the same reliable rhythm. Inhale arrives without instruction. Exhale remains longer and even. That longer exhale keeps pressure signals quiet. Quiet pressure keeps urgency from rebuilding. This remains stable. Notice how attention can move without tension. You can look outward. You can return inward is less than #0. 1 is greater than without pull. Another inhale enters smoothly. Another longer exhale leaves steadily. Heart rhythm stays flexible and responsive. Flexibility allows confidence under load. not emotional confidence. Physiological readiness without alarm. If thoughts appear, they remain proportional. They do not escalate. They do not demand action. Notice how the body does not brace in response. No tightening in the chest. No surge forward. Inhale through the nose, even. Exhale longer through the mouth. Carbon dioxide levels remain balanced. Balanced CO2 keeps breathing effortless. Effortless breathing keeps panic inactive. This loop continues. The shoulders remain down, without reminder. The arms feel neutral. Muscle tone stays available. Another inhale arrives naturally. Another longer exhale follows. The rhythm does not change. Consistency is what the nervous system trusts. Trust reduces monitoring. Monitoring creates pressure. Notice how the jaw stays relaxed, tongue resting easily, head balanced without strain. Inhale again. Exhale longer. Baroreceptors continue signaling stability. As those signals persist, the body stops scanning. Scanning is no longer useful. The environment feels manageable. You remain alert to what is around you, not withdrawn, not hypervigilant. Another inhale through the nose. Another longer exhale through the mouth. Heart rhythm remains adaptable. Adaptability allows quick response if needed, and calm pause when it is not. Both remain available. Notice how the abdomen moves freely. No holding. No tightening. Free abdominal movement sustains vagal tone. Vagal tone sustains calm focus. This chain remains intact. If attention briefly jumps ahead, let it. It returns on its own. There is no pull. Inhale quietly. Exhale longer, smooth. The system remains regulated. Notice how time feels more even now. No rushing. No dragging. Even time perception reduces stress load. Reduced load protects this state. Protection happens naturally. Another inhale arrives. Another longer exhale leaves. The alarm pathway stays offline. You can think clearly from here. You can speak. You can act. None of those actions disrupt regulation. Regulation supports them. This is the key shift. This rhythm is becoming familiar, something your system recognizes without effort. Inhale again through the nose. Exhale longer through the mouth. The body maintains this pattern. Nothing needs to be reinforced. Nothing needs to be checked. Stability continues on its own. You remain grounded and capable without needing to stay alert. Inhale again. Exhale longer, even. This state is now reliable. This regulated state is already supporting continuity. It feels like something you're carrying, not entering. Not a peak. A usable baseline. Breath continues in the same established rhythm. Inhale arrives evenly. Exhale remains longer, without effort. That longer exhale keeps internal signals calm. Calm signals prevent urgency from reforming. This remains consistent. Notice how attention no longer snaps forward. It moves smoothly. It rests where needed. Another inhale enters quietly. Another longer exhale leaves steadily. Heart rhythm stays flexible and responsive. Flexibility allows presence under demand. You are not bracing. You are available. Thoughts may still pass through. They do not stack. They do not accelerate. Notice the absence of pressure behind them. No push. No pull. Inhale through the nose, even. Exhale longer through the mouth. Carbon dioxide levels remain balanced. Balanced CO2 keeps breath smooth. Smooth breath keeps panic inactive. This remains mechanical and reliable. The chest now feels neutral. Not guarded, not collapsed. Another inhale arrives naturally. Another longer exhale follows. The pattern does not change. Consistency removes the need to monitor. Monitoring creates strain. Strain is no longer present. Notice how the shoulders stay down is less than #0. 1# is greater than without awareness. The arms remain loose. Muscle tone stays efficient. Inhale again. Exhale longer. Baroreceptors continue signaling stability. As those signals persist, background tension fades. Not abruptly, gradually and reliably. You remain oriented to what is around you, not scanning, not withdrawing. Another inhale through the nose. Another longer exhale through the mouth. Heart rhythm remains adaptable. Adaptability supports confidence in movement. You can shift position. The state remains intact. Notice how the abdomen continues moving freely. No holding returns. Breath stays unobstructed. Free abdominal movement sustains vagal tone. Vagal tone sustains calm focus. This loop remains active. If attention briefly jumps ahead, it settles again. No effort needed. The body leads the return. Inhale quietly. Exhale longer, smooth. The nervous system remains regulated. Notice how internal timing feels even. No sense of rushing. No sense of delay. Even timing reduces cognitive load. Reduced load protects clarity. Clarity remains present. Another inhale arrives. Another longer exhale leaves. The alarm pathway stays offline. You are able to think from this state, to respond, to pause. None of those actions destabilize regulation. Regulation supports them. This remains true. This baseline is becoming familiar, something your system recognizes without effort. Inhale again through the nose. Exhale longer through the mouth. The pattern holds. Nothing needs reinforcement. Nothing needs adjustment. Stability continues on its own. You remain grounded and available without needing to stay alert. Inhale again. Exhale longer, even. This state is maintained. This is no longer a state to reference. It is simply how the system is operating. Not something to hold. Something the system recognizes. Breath continues at the same settled pace. Inhale arrives without attention. Exhale remains longer and even. That longer exhale maintains internal balance. Balance prevents urgency from returning. This remains dependable. Notice how the body no longer checks itself. No scanning. No bracing. Another inhale enters quietly. Another longer exhale leaves steadily. Heart rhythm stays adaptable and calm. Adaptability keeps responses proportionate. Nothing escalates unnecessarily. Everything stays within range. Thoughts may still come and go. They do not hook attention. They do not demand resolution. Notice the neutrality around them. No urgency signal attached. No pressure to respond. Inhale through the nose, even. Exhale longer through the mouth. Carbon dioxide levels remain stable. Stable CO2 keeps breathing smooth. Smooth breathing keeps panic offline. This mechanism remains active. The chest now feels open enough, not expanded, not tight. Another inhale arrives naturally. Another longer exhale follows. The rhythm does not drift. Consistency reinforces safety without thought. Safety reduces internal noise. Noise remains low. Notice how the shoulders remain settled. No upward pull. No collapse. Inhale again. Exhale longer. Baroreceptors continue signaling steadiness. As those signals persist, background tension fades further. Not forced. Not managed. You remain present with what is around you. Eyes open or closed. Orientation stays clear. Another inhale through the nose. Another longer exhale through the mouth. Heart rhythm remains flexible. Flexibility allows movement without disruption. You can shift posture. The state holds. Notice how the abdomen continues to move freely. No gripping returns. Breath stays unobstructed. Free abdominal movement sustains vagal tone. Vagal tone sustains calm alertness. This loop remains intact. If attention briefly jumps ahead, it settles again. No correction required. The body guides the return. Inhale quietly. Exhale longer, smooth. The nervous system remains regulated. Notice how internal timing stays even. Moments pass without pressure. Nothing rushes. Even timing reduces cognitive load. Reduced load protects clarity. Clarity remains stable. Another inhale arrives. Another longer exhale leaves. The alarm pathway stays inactive. This state does not require maintenance. It persists through use. It remains available without needing repetition. This is the baseline your system recognizes as normal. Inhale again through the nose. Exhale longer through the mouth. The pattern remains reliable. Nothing needs to be added now. Nothing needs to be removed. Stability continues. You remain grounded and steady without needing to stay alert. Inhale again. Exhale longer, even. This state holds. This state is familiar to the system. It does not register as new, not fragile, not temporary. Breath continues without adjustment. Inhale arrives evenly. Exhale remains longer and steady. That longer exhale keeps internal signals settled. Settled signals prevent urgency from reforming. This remains reliable. Notice how the body no longer waits for the next surge. No anticipation. No bracing. Another inhale enters quietly. Another longer exhale leaves smoothly. Heart rhythm stays adaptable and calm. Adaptability means the system can respond without shock. Nothing escalates suddenly. Everything stays within range. Thoughts may appear as information only. They do not arrive with pressure. They do not demand immediate action. Notice the absence of internal push. No forward pull. No urgency behind thought. Inhale through the nose, even. Exhale longer through the mouth. Carbon dioxide levels remain balanced. Balanced CO2 prevents breath hunger. Without breath hunger, panic cannot restart. This mechanism stays active. The chest now feels neutral and available, not tight, not expanded. Another inhale arrives naturally. Another longer exhale follows. The rhythm remains unchanged. Consistency reinforces trust at the physiological level. Trust reduces checking. Checking creates pressure. Notice how the shoulders remain settled. No upward lift. No collapse. Inhale again. Exhale longer. Baroreceptors continue signaling steadiness. As those signals persist, baseline tension stays low, not suppressed, simply unnecessary. You remain oriented to the present environment. Sounds register without evaluation. Sensation remains neutral. Another inhale through the nose. Another longer exhale through the mouth. Heart rhythm remains flexible. Flexibility supports confidence under uncertainty. Not certainty, tolerance. Notice how the abdomen continues moving freely. No tightening returns. Breath remains unobstructed. Free abdominal movement sustains vagal tone. Vagal tone sustains calm alertness. This loop remains intact. If attention briefly shifts ahead, it settles back again. No correction needed. The body handles it. Inhale quietly. Exhale longer, smooth. The nervous system remains regulated. Notice how internal time feels stable. Moments pass evenly. Nothing rushes. Even timing reduces background stress load. Reduced load protects clarity. Clarity remains available. Another inhale arrives. Another longer exhale leaves. The alarm pathway stays offline. You can remain in this state while active, while thinking, while speaking. Activity does not disrupt regulation. Regulation supports activity. This remains true. This is how your system operates when nothing is wrong. Inhale again through the nose. Exhale longer through the mouth. The pattern continues unchanged. Nothing needs reinforcement. Nothing needs monitoring. Stability holds. You remain grounded and reliable without needing to stay alert. Inhale again. Exhale longer, even. This state does not leave. This is no longer something to return to. It is simply how the system is operating. Nothing needs to be added to maintain it. It does not drop away as you move forward. Breath continues naturally. Inhale arrives without attention. Exhale remains longer, and even. That longer exhale sustains regulation. Sustained regulation keeps urgency inactive. This pattern is familiar. Notice how the body stays open to experience without bracing. Sensation registers without triggering alarm. Alarm required urgency. Urgency is no longer present. There is no push to act. No pressure to resolve. Inhale through the nose, steady. Exhale through the mouth, longer and controlled. Heart rhythm remains adaptable. Adaptability is what maintains this. not effort, not vigilance. Attention remains clear and available without needing to stay alert. You can engage with what is in front of you. You can also pause when needed. Both actions are supported by this regulation. Neither disrupts it. This balance is reliable. Breath in, quiet and even. Breath out, steady and long. Carbon dioxide levels remain balanced. Balanced CO2 keeps breathing effortless. Effortless breathing keeps panic inactive. The chest remains neutral, not guarded, not collapsed. Another inhale arrives naturally. Another longer exhale leaves steadily. The rhythm does not drift. Consistency reinforces safety automatically. Safety reduces background tension. Tension stays low. The shoulders remain settled. The neck stays open. Muscle tone remains efficient. Inhale again. Exhale longer. Baroreceptors continue signaling stability. As those signals persist, the system maintains itself. No intervention required. No monitoring needed. Awareness stays present and functional, not narrowed, not diffuse. You are oriented to your environment. Sounds register without evaluation. Movement feels proportionate. Inhale through the nose. Exhale longer through the mouth. Heart rhythm remains flexible. Flexibility allows calm response under pressure. Pressure no longer triggers escalation. It is handled. Notice how the abdomen continues moving freely. No gripping returns. Breath stays unobstructed. Free abdominal movement sustains vagal tone. Vagal tone sustains calm regulation. This loop remains active. If attention shifts ahead, it returns easily. No effort required. The body guides the return. Breath in, even. Breath out, longer. The nervous system remains regulated. Notice how time feels steady now. No rushing. No drag. Even time perception reduces stress load. Reduced load protects this condition. Protection happens naturally. Another inhale arrives. Another longer exhale leaves. The alarm pathway stays offline. This does not fade. When attention shifts, it continues in the background without effort. Inhale again through the nose. Exhale longer through the mouth. The pattern remains reliable. You move forward from here. Engage with tasks. Interact with others. None of those actions disrupt regulation. Regulation supports them. This remains true. Breath in. Breath out, steady and long. Stability continues. There is no sense of completion here. Nothing concludes. Nothing needs to.